Hey there. So before I get into this week's episode, which is 109, I wanted to apologize if you are a regular listener and there was no 108 episode. I realized I never hit the actual publish button last week. It was all yellow in my app. I'm so sorry. It's a little bit of a tricky option. You have to actually hit publish twice, and that has happened to me several times that I didn't get it all the way published. So, my apologies if you didn't have an episode to listen to last week. I'm so sorry about that. The good news is I'm going to double up and you get 2 episodes this week. So, 108 and 109 are getting released this week. I'll do 109 on Wednesday. So, hopefully you can enjoy both of these episodes. Thanks so much for listening, and sorry if I missed you last week. Take care. So it's back to school, or will be shortly, for millions of children. And today I thought I'd talk a little bit about being an entrepreneur and a parent and how to keep them both going at the same time. So let's get to it.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here's your host, Julie Hood.
Oh my goodness, so welcome to episode 109. So glad to have you here. We are going to be talking about the challenge of being a parent and running your own online course business. Oh my goodness, there's so much to this. And before I jump in, I did want to tell you I have a free training for you. It's to help you determine if your course idea is any good. So you can go to coursecreatorshq.com/idea or check the show notes for this episode and you can grab that training to help you know if your course idea will work or not. It'll give you some ideas on how to research your market and your topic and just get a good feeling for if it's a good idea or not. So enjoy that. So the first message that I want to give all my parents out there who are working to be entrepreneurs and trying to get this going, first thing I want to tell you is it's just difficult. It's hard to do. So be patient with yourself and give yourself a little grace in recognizing just how much it is that you're trying to juggle and keep going and keep running and keep everything in place. Because your biggest asset as a business owner is your time. And so when you throw parenting into the mix, that becomes a big time user. And connected to this is your mental energy. So just the time that you spend thinking about what's going on, and not only with your business but also with your children. And I really noticed this the last couple weeks because I'm in this very strange stage as a parent in that our kids are pretty much grown. I've got one launched and working full-time and all good. He's set. And one who is a junior in college. But what's interesting is they will come home for a bit and then suddenly I'm kind of back in that full-time mom role almost again, thinking about, oh, what's going to be for dinner and what are they doing now and when will they be back? And, you know, getting Emily settled in college and rotated and moved and in and out and getting her all situated. And so because of this kind of interesting stage that I'm in, I get to do the almost full-time mom thing for a little bit and then they go off and do their thing and I'm back to just being the business owner. So it's pointed out very clearly to me just how much of my mental energy as a mom got used for thinking about all of the things that they had going and keeping them all situated and moved and dressed and fed and all of that. So my big message for you here is there is a lot to keep up with. There's a lot to be thinking about and a lot to be doing. But I want to also give you the other half of this is I was talking with one of my coaches unrelated to this particular topic, but I was talking about how I was working on my business and I just felt like I didn't have enough time to do everything that I wanted to do. And one of the things that they said to me was, you're never going to have time to do everything that you can think of, that you're thinking about. That's never going to happen. And that was so enlightening to me to recognize that no matter how efficient or effective or how well I used my time or how efficient I was, there was never going to be enough time to do all of the ideas and all of the things. So I was going to have to just acknowledge the fact that I'm going to have to be really, really strategic about picking the most important things and staying away from the things that are not as important. No matter what stage of life I'm in or what stage of my business I'm in, that's always going to be an important piece of the puzzle. So I thought that might be helpful for you too, to just acknowledge there's never going to be enough time. It's not that you have these busy kids that are keeping you from getting to your business. Like, it's never going to feel like you have enough time for everything. So hopefully a little bit of that might help you acknowledge, like, okay, this is hard, this is time consuming, and I still want to do this. Okay, so the second message I will give you is that it's worth every single minute of every basketball game, every minute spent being the parent helper or the chaperone or the making dinner so that it's something healthy for the kids. I am so grateful and glad for every single minute that I did that, especially now that they're on to their next stage. And so for most of my children's lives, my job was working from home, selling my online products and courses and services and working with clients. So they got really used to mom being available and having kind of this flexible schedule, the way I would work things around whatever else was going on in our household. And that was so fantastic. They would have a snow day and it wasn't like I had to figure out daycare for them, or one of them would be sick and I could be here and shift a few things and work on my stuff at different hours. Like, it was totally worth it to me. It was a lot of juggling and a lot of making it work, but for me, it was worth it. Now, it might be different for you. It just depends on your personality and how you like to run your life and your business, and versus job versus business, that's up to you. But I just felt like it was totally worth it. So the third thought for you is a suggestion to really spend some time on getting your routines and your schedules figured out. And then every time a new school year comes around or a new sports season starts or something in your family schedule changes, you probably are going to have to redo your routine. And so for the longest time, I was trying to find the perfect routine that I thought would just be the one for us all of the time. And then I would get really frustrated because a new school year would start and it wouldn't work anymore. And because of the way our school system was set up, the elementary, middle school, and high school were all on different time schedules. So I had kids coming and going at different hours of the day all the way through their career. They were far enough apart that I would usually, I had one in elementary school and then I had one in middle school. So we had these more crazy morning routines where one of them was leaving early and then the next one was leaving later. And so there was constantly this kind of juggling of keeping the routines working, and I finally, it seems obvious now thinking about it, but I finally recognized, okay, every time these things change, or every time, let's say, they start a new sports season and we have to figure out how we're going to get them back and forth to practice, every time that would happen, I would need to adjust the way our routine for the week works. And once I did that, then it got a whole lot easier and a whole lot less stressful to start thinking about how it was going to work. And I used to be very anti-routine because my mom was a huge routine person. Thursdays was laundry day, Fridays was grocery day, Tuesdays was clean the whole house day, and no matter what, like that was what happened. And it used to kind of drive me crazy when I was a kid. But I realized the big advantage to her routines was that when you could set things up that way, it not only became automatic, it also made your life less stressful because you weren't constantly thinking, oh, when is the next time I'm going to go to the grocery store and get groceries? Or when am I going to do the next laundry? Like it was always at a certain time. And maybe for you, that's you do one load of laundry every single day, whatever your routine needs to be. But once you get that habit and that routine in place, it takes away that mental energy of figuring out when am I going to do this because you already have that into the schedule. So just a thought, if you're a little like me and you're kind of a little anti-routine, maybe think about it, trying it for a couple weeks to see, if I make this the plan of how I'm going to run my week, does this take some mental load off of me? Because I know I don't have to think about vacuuming and cleaning until the day that has to happen. Otherwise, it just waits. So try that out. Let me know. I'm really curious if that's helpful for you or not. The fourth thing is to figure out where it is that you can make your life a little bit easier. And so this is things like maybe getting your groceries or dinner delivered. So I'm going to put a link in the show notes I use Walmart grocery delivery. And I was talking to my son about it yesterday because he also uses it. And he said when it works, it's amazing. When it messes up, it's really a disaster. So out of all of it, I've been using it for several years now, since way before the pandemic. And I will say I've only had twice where I've had really bad problems where they delivered the wrong order. Otherwise, it's been fantastic. And I went and looked at the stats. So since April, so that's been about 4 months, it's saved me 37 hours and $382 according to the app. That's what they were telling me. So, that's worth it to me. The other thing I just signed up for that's been interesting is Amazon Prime is giving away Grubhub Plus, so you can get free delivery from restaurants. And so that's been interesting to play with. We'll see if I keep that long term, but just to have it. So I'll put that link in the show notes too, in case you hadn't heard that was one of the bonuses for your Amazon account, is you can get a Grubhub Plus account. And then maybe for you, it's actually hiring a housekeeper or hiring someone to mow your lawn. Where can you get a few hours every week that you could spend more time building your business and being really focused on how you're doing that and what you're doing? Think about where you're spending your time right now, and are there some places that you could tweak or change? The fifth idea for you is to talk to your kids about your business. And if they're actually interested in it, when they get old enough, have them work for you. Because I had, my son was not as interested. He was not interested in working for me, so that was fine. But my daughter was. And I will tell you, not only was it great for her to learn a lot as being my assistant and working on projects and helping with social media and helping with clients and helping understand online marketing. It also was really fun for us to get to work together and gave her a way to have some extra income as to be on the payroll. So, talk to your accountant and how all that should work. But I am really glad that I did that. It was good for her, good for me. I was really happy with the way it came together. And if you have the right relationship with your children, it could be an outstanding way to go. If you guys are always going at it and battling, maybe not such a good thing. Number 6 is to keep your eye on the prize. And by that, I mean, know what your numbers are, what your business needs to accomplish for you, and really make sure that you're focusing on the most important things for the stage of your business that you're in. So this is one of the things we've really gotten into lately with my Course Profits Accelerator folks, because I put together a blueprint for them so that they would know, like, focus on these things now. You need to be doing these first and save these other things for later. And we did that intentionally because I wanted them not to get distracted, because it's so easy especially when you're doing online business. There's so many shiny objects, and the newest person who has the perfect solution for you, it's so easy to get distracted. And especially if you're in the middle of a specific tactic or strategy or project and it's not going well, it's so much easier to just like bail on that one and hop over to something else, because this person says it's so easy and it's so quick and you could just jump in. So I want you to resist that urge to do that and possibly get some help, whether it's me or some other coach. Like, get someone that you can see can help you with these strategic decisions about where to focus now and what to ignore. So my Course Profits Accelerator program is going to open again in October of 2022. At the beginning, we're going to start with a whole big planning session for the fourth quarter and for 2023. So if you're interested in that, I will put the link up so that you can find out more about it. It's one of my favorite programs because I get to work so deeply with the students, and I restrict how many people are in it because I work so closely with them. So if you're interested, if you're trying to figure out, like, where should I be focusing? I feel like I'm all over the place. I don't know what to do first. It might be a great program for you. I do want you to have your course created, or at least be very close, because this is all about the marketing side of things. So if you don't have a course yet of any kind, then you need to jump into my 24-hour course creator program first and get that course created. And then this could be really good for you. So I hope this gave all of you parents out there a few ideas on how you can juggle business along with being a really amazing parent to your children. I'm really happy with the choices that we made as a family. You know, were we millionaires when the kids were 10 and 12? Nope. Not even close. But they got the mother and got the parents that I wanted them to have as we were growing up, and we were able to be there for them and really show up when we needed to. So I hope this was helpful for you. Be kind to yourself. It is challenging. There's a lot to juggle. So be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. And use as many of these techniques as possible to help make it all a little bit easier moving forward, and make sure you're focusing in the right places. Have a fantastic week, and we will catch you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.